Oh, good morning, everybody. Spooky Wood, Jeff and Paul Shovelricky, who had me up at God o'clock, mate. I was in the woods by 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah. And I just thought, wrong, very wrong. But, oh, she's been there a couple of hours, mate, haven't we? You're already on the bacon and rolls and Baldrick's going, do you want to be my new dad? You got bacon, sir. And, yeah. Haven't really got any plans for the day, to be honest. Just starting another bit of shelter, using up the last of that funky camouflage material, but I was just lazy yesterday, and I could be able to sew the tabs on it. I actually sewed it together and cut it out when I was at work on a quiet shift, on a late shift, but yeah, I take my sewing machine in and sort of, we call it a make do and mend night, you know. Well, I'll tell you something unusual you just don't see very often. I won't know straight away, but we've got the military stretcher, and obviously it can be a casualty litter. They call it the jungle one, but what Paul's got, it's quite unusual, it's these poles. They split down in 3 bits, and they have a bit that goes on there. You don't often see them about. You just see these reasonably enough. On these sort of Borneo issue and stuff like that, but they're nice bits of kit. Obviously, we should show some of these legs. Oh, if he's not looking, I'll nick all that strapping. I'll nick all that strapping. I always like this strapping. Yeah, nice little. I can call it a jungle hammock because that's what people generally refer it to. But I always used to know it as casualty litter, because again, that would just be thrown over, and you'd have geezers on each corner. There was one where we put the poles down the side, and I don't remember if it was a trials one or not. Anyway, we've got the main man here, Mr. Baldrick. There's a lot of Struben going on. It's very Struben orientated today. That's one of David Fire's bags, mate, isn't it? One of the originals, mate. Yeah. Huh? Why? No, it's always nicely made. Whatever he's done, mate, you can't really take that. Yeah. But again, he started to make these, but for how much time it took him behind the machine, the materials and all the different, you know, literally time it would do, it just, and the buckles and all that, it just, by the time he priced it all up, boom, you know, it's just, I don't mean too expensive, because you want something handmade, you're going to pay for it, don't you? But, and it's unique. But there's Mr. Baldrick. Yes, Baldrick's on bacon patrol. But so I just had to tear out my burger a bit there. It's I've got a tent in there. I bought it off well, a shelter of some kind. I stuck it in there today. I've got no plans for the day. But yeah. And there's a shelter in there. That's all rough timber, do be fair. I'll just put it in there for the moment. That's obviously made its way into my kit. I'm not 100% sure what's in there, so I'll get that out in a minute and have a little set up. You know, like David Fears is right, Eddie, but you buy these things off AliExpress and that, and then you bring them out, use them once, and then they just come across them now when I'm searching for something else, so I just threw that in there. But other than that, ladies and gents, I don't know. If I do anything filming of any interest, I will bring you back. Like I say, just come out today, just for the crack, get out the house. No real plans for the day. Right, ladies and gents, as I said, I've just come across this as I was having a mooch about. It is a top lander. I must have reviewed it because I put some, it's 1.5 kilograms. Yeah, that's just, I've no idea what's in here, to be honest. So that's the truth of the matter. No, seriously, he's standing over there laughing. Well, I hope not, mate. Because I can't find my black mamba anywhere, but yeah. That's, oh, it's got some tent pegs, isn't it? Looks like it, you know. Oh, nice silver. Nicely silver. Yeah, nice. So what is it?
at all.
Okay. The zippy type again. So an inner.
What I mean.
I don't do inners. Inners are girlies, not infantry.
Yeah. So I lined it all up and I'm sort of standing there like that. I'm done. So it, you know, you can find it. Because I'm no good at editing videos. I don't tend to do it. But sometimes, like when you're walking towards the camera and walking past, I'll connect that to my phone, you know, like switch it on, never go past, click it off, and then turn it round and then walk and then switch it on like that. So it is good. Yeah, my one then, yeah, to sort of, because it's got
on a ridge line.
I do need to get, I'll keep
Comes
in
down
to get
slow. Right, ladies and gents,
yeah, when I
there we go. I genuinely didn't know what that was.
So you have to either go on the Wi-Fi or whatever. And I still struggle with it. Yeah, you know, honestly.
I probably didn't like it because of the orange bit round the bottom, the truth be told. It seems to be.
Technology. Yeah. I picked this bag up the other day.
10 pegs. That's it. Yeah, I'll have a little play about with that. Bring you back, ladies and gents. Right, ladies and see, I proper bushcrafting up today. Proper bang on it. I think it's called the Ember Kettle or something, mate, isn't it? Can't remember. Just found that as I was mooching about. Obviously, I know somebody gifted that me a good while ago. So yeah, get it out here, bring it out, use it. Balls up. It's only enough for your brews. Few old twigs, job done. I kind of need to bring things like this out more often, just to use them. Oh, the heat coming out there's proper rotten. What you've got to do is bang a few of the old twigs down there. And as you know, that will go inside Kelly Kettle, but this little, well, it's hot, ladies, space down here, seriously, little tight wad tip, you know, tinders and that. I mean, there's all sorts in there. And make a long one like that, you know, full of initial fire starters and so forth, and just push it down there. It comes out, it's dirty because that's all tarred inside, but you know, utilise the space inside the funnel with some stuff, so if it is really wet, and you can get your fire going. But yeah, that's my second brew of the day, and I'm having it. So I just put that little shelter up. Yeah. I'll show you that in a sec anyway, but yeah, proper on it, proper bushcraft it. Raymere's eat your heart out. We'll just bring you back, like, just so Mike Smith don't think it's personal. We've got a shovel recce here being camp lesbian. Yeah. Fucking
cleanliness is next to godliness.
Oh yeah, do one, mate, do one, yeah, fucking do one. Just give it a quick spill round with your sock. Now, what we were talking about earlier on before I put the camera on was like lesbians and that, really, wasn't it? You know, and I just think lesbians are about as useful as decaffeinated coffee. I mean, what's the point in that, like, you know what I mean? Or vegetarian bacon, all equally as useful. Except in that film in Dallas and Debbie, that was a bit different. But again, that's when I was a much younger man. Jeff, you're getting embarrassed, aren't you?
No,
you are.
You know, I've never seen that.
No, I haven't, but I keep on about it.
I've never seen it. I've heard of it. It was all
the other one, fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, wasn't it? It was like a cartoon type one. I was in fucking Bulford Hospital, fucking feeling like shit. And
was that when you had to? You got a dose of the Claplin, sir? Yeah. Off that German bird in Brunswick. I knew her as well.
And like it's like anything, you get the flu, and because you're in the military, you can't stay in the barracks, they shift you out because they don't want it to pass around. And I don't know, it was like flu, whatever it was, fucking rough as fuck it was. And so they put you into I went into Bulford Hospital, so I'm there and lying in Bulford Hospital, and of course you've got blokes that have got broken arm, broken this, that, and whatever else, all the other bits. And they're up and about, and I'm lying there feeling like shit. And all I can remember is seeing this cartoon of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs sort of coming round every so often. And the only bit I remember is at one point was like the chimney of the fucking house that the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs lived in.
Yeah.
It started pumping stuff out the chimney as it was.
You're wrong, sir. You're wrong.
And
You're
it's like,
proper
come
wrong.
around thinking, fuck's sake, just turn it off. I'm dying here. I just want to fucking sleep. Like,
Well, I remember is whenever you was on guard, back room of the guardhouse, porn was 24/7.
Yeah.
And it was like,
You have the duty officer come in at 2200 hours and he'd be like, oh, call the king here. How's the guard? And I say, well, they're all probably mostly awake, sir. You know, in the back, sir, and I think most of them are probably stood to attention now, sir. And you know, the officers would go, oh my God, these common people,
coming back off
Call McKinney, you're
exercise,
disgusting.
Spent a few weeks out in the field, and you get on a coach to drive home, and the coach driver thinks, oh yeah, I'm picking soldiers up. Let's put fucking the longest day on. Turn that shit off.
No, his well,
The
Captain Shipman at the time, he was more platoon officer, was out doing exercise, and he just kind of said to me, and you know, I said, oh no, when I go home, he wasn't married, he did get married later on. But so I said, well, you know, who does your washing and all that? I suppose you've got somebody in the mess to do that, sir. And he goes, no, when I go home in the weekend, my mother, these immortal words to a rifleman, my mother does all my washing when I get home for the weekend. So I'll tell you what, mate, you know what your skiddies are like, you know what I mean? And I've got somebody, one of the mess waiters to do, well, I say the mess staff, right? Opened up his room and I went round all the blokes and got all their skiddies off them. Most of them, you drop your kegs and you cut them off, don't they? Because they're a bit grim, aren't they? No, oh look, oh bless. No, you just remembered, didn't you? You used to have skid mark competitions, didn't you? No, I'm being really rude, but that's how it was. And like, he must have had about 30 pairs of skiddies in his dopey bag. He got back to Williams, who was a company sergeant major at the time, but he just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I think I was supposed to go into his office for a major bollocking.
Did they get done? That's the thing.
No, yes, yes. And mother, you know, I'm not sure it come through, but you know, I had to go and see the company sergeant major about it, because I'd been bubbled up, right? You know what I mean, by somebody. Well, just as a bloke, but he became a classic, mate. Like, and he was supposed to give me this bollocking, but he couldn't stop laughing. But you know, there you go. That's what the crack you get up to. And the series, like, if you're serious and you're watching this, or you're listening to this, and you think they're crazy, and guess what? You're right, because you have to be, don't you? You do all kinds of stuff like that just to get on. Like when the sergeant pisses you off, like, shit, his sleeping bag right at the bottom. Anyway, I'm turning this off now because
when I done my best.
Well, ladies and gents, here's that little tent. I think Mr. Baldrick's going to go in there. No, he's not. It has got the inner net, but it's all white and so forth. That's probably what made me just chuck it back in the bag and throw it at the back of the shed or whatever. Probably the orange lining did as well. But it's a nice little shelter. There's nothing wrong with it, I suppose. I'd need to do a bit of spraying on it. This one's not coming down at a taut angle because I can't get the tent peg in there because of the roots, and I'm not mucking about with it too much. But easy enough to do. Couple of press knots. This has got a vestibule. As you can see there, that will zip up when you want to do it. Plenty of room in there. Certainly keep it dry. The other side's open, but you know, sort of closes with a tent peg. Very, very simple. It's probably why I liked it. You know, you'll be a happy little sandboy in there at all times, ladies and gents. You know, that side's nicely sort of pegged out. There's Mr. Baldrick. We'll probably walk all over it. There's Mr. Baldrick. Do you want to go in here, Baldy? Go in there and go to sleep. He said, yeah, only if you get in there. Go on, go in your tent. You like tents, don't you? As I say, top lander. That in itself don't really weigh a great deal. It's silver sided, as you can see there, the inner silver. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a bit of a wrong colour green for me, but you know, I'm not squaddy no more, so I don't have to camouflage too much. But yeah, it's like a tarp, A-frame, closes off at one end, and you've got this end sort of opened. It hasn't got a zip or nothing, but again, you could bring them a bit closer as well. So you know, if it's still better a tarp because you've got closing in from this side. But yeah, no, I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. That's all. I got an idea of just cutting it down there and using it, put a proper tarp line on there, and just using it as a lean-to. And then that other bit that I like to go over. Do you know, I'll tell you what, I could see me doing that. Yeah, just cutting it down about there all the way along, and that's me fold over. Two sides will come in. I could, well, yeah, do you know, I'll just have that as a sort of baker type tent. Ah, Baldy's in there. Baldy, come on. Baldy, you in there? Yeah, come in. So I like this one, Dad, don't I? Come in there, just go sleep. Yeah, if you imagine that being the side coming up, I'll pull round on the side, and I'd have it going over the, obviously the ridge line, and just cut it back about there, all the way down. Yeah, no, I just think I might sort of make something decent at that. And I'll tell you what I could do as well, because you've got white tabs on it and that type of stuff. I'll have a little mess about with that, see what I come up with. Yeah. Yeah, and that bit in there, you know, you've got that bit left, because I'm going to do like a strip across, and that, so when you walk, it won't drop immediately down, it will take it away and then drop it down, so you've got a nice living space in there. And that turned upside down, so that would be a nice ground sheet. Yeah, because there's no use me having it like this, because I'm never going to use it. I've got far better shelters, ones I've built myself and that. You know, yeah, I just got watch this way for a plan. Yeah, no, if I kept that one there, I'd keep all your kit dry and that. Yeah, well, yeah. And again, I ain't thought about that till I just you know, stuck the camera on. Yeah, imagine that having a strip down there, so it's open one side. Yeah, yeah, I quite like that. Well, anyway, ladies and gents, sun's coming out now. It's a bit cold and damp, but hey ho, lovely woods. And you know, Paul picked me up this morning. Oh, early o'clock. Early. I blame David Fries for that. I bet he's laughing. And seems like we've been here for hours and hours. But yeah, nice one. But yeah, anyway, I'm never going to use that as is. It's got an inner and you know, a mosquito net, and you can put the inner inside. I don't normally too much bother with them, but yeah, I think I'll bring it out with a few cans of paint and give it a bit of a spruce up. Get rid of the orange. Don't particularly need that. I'm going to cut all the white tabs off. And do you know, I'm going to be bang on this. I'm going to be on it. Nice one. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. And here we see Jeff going proper Ramirez on us. Look, look. Yeah, bit Bear Grylls. See that? Ooh. Noodles in there, sir. See, you get your noodles from Sainsbury's, don't you?
Yeah.
See, you posh git.
Nah, they're not. They're much better than the big. I mean, I'll get the normal cheap noodles, but he's a quick cook, so. And there's two of them in there, 2 packs. One's more than enough, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just posh, mate, in Sainsbury's. There's some more noodles down there, or bean sprouts, I think they're called, mate.
Oh yeah, bean sprouts, yeah.
And all that in there, all that prior preparation, sir. Very nice. Yeah, ham kettle or whatever. There it is. Ooh, proper minging in there. Burns it right down to the ash. Few little sticks. Got me brews. I'm down there using my emergency 2-in-1s. 2-in-1s. There's Mr. Baldrick. Baldrick, have a waz on that Struben. Go on. Baldy, go on, lift your leg. Go on. Go on, have a waz on the Struben, boy. We're on a bit of posh, go on. Now somebody's cooking food and Baldrick's on guard. You're on guard for food, didn't you? He says, oh, I am dead. Oh, I am dead. Oh, I am. I'm on guard for food. He said, where's Al, Dad? Al's at work. Oh, I love Al, don't I? There you you go, Paul. It's your Struben, your proper bushcrafty, sir. Ray Mears and that, ain't you, sir? Got your yellow gloves hanging from a carabiner, sir, off your Bergen.
Named after the missus, Stubborn.
Proper bushcrafter, yeah. Dave Canterbury, he'd love to see that, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah.
Proper. I like they just got to be a proper. That's how you got to do it proper.
Little J feather.
Right, ladies and gents, sir. Little bag. So always at the bottom of me pack. Just had a little pull out of stuff. Got some things in here. The majority of the things I've got in here though is loads and loads of dry tinder. Always worth just grabbing hold of some, sticking it in there, and I don't know, that's probably about 4 years old now, where one of the guys was doing some you know, some carving or whatever. Just pick it up, stick it in my bag, weighs like nothing, and man, I used to be a bit today just because it was there. But inside that, and I'm pulling stuff out, what I was kind of looking for is a little flint and steel. Was obviously sort of gifted and that. I've just had a little play about with that. And I wonder why it was a bit heavy tonight, but it's got a big old wedge of, and some char cloth there. I'll play with that next time I come out. So you get these little things, you make up your kits and that, and they go in your kit, and I don't use them day in, day out, do you? But I thought, ooh, have a look at that, and yeah, I'll play about with that later on. In fact, I won't put it in a plastic bag because it don't need to be in there. And again, mechanical firelighters, and this is just in the top of that little green roll top bag. As you know, the old Tiger Tims, I swear by them. There's the old magnesium, and these were first issued to the military, the Americans, with the old ferrocerium rod down the side, not even used. Obviously, pound shop lighter, it does still work. And let's have a look. Ooh. What's that like seeing in the kit? Now the little tubs, and in there, ooh, loads of little swan vesta matches. Always get you out of a bind. When push come to shove, I was in a difficult situation, and you start like proper looking through your Bergen. I mean, I don't know it was in there, it's just that you put it in there, and because as I say, I'm always making up little kits like this. You sit in your pack or top pocket of your smock or whatever, and these things I swear by them. But you've got definitely got to have fire. Yeah. Alright then, gents, there's another little thing I'll show you, but I'll bring you back for that. Some again always goes in one of me little Bergen side pouches, ladies and gents. There's a little pouch, just well under a tenner, Slogliac, and this thing designed to go in the top pocket of your smock, and or as soon as you need it or you want it, just attach it to any belt on the planet, or you can hang it up if you want. But again, this is like what I call, I don't know what they call it, we have your necessary pouch or whatever, but they're cracking little pouches for what you pay. They don't cost a great deal, so it's certainly under a tenner. So let's make sure I'm all in shot there. I'll do this bit first. Necessaries. Oh yeah, I hate being without a spoon, but that's one of them, you know, them horrible, like my fire sporks. So I just shaved that bit off when it broke. Magnesium rod. I can't believe how much that just weighs like nothing. You know, shaving it off if you need to get a fire proper going. Oh, there's a little ferrocerium rod, and as you know, I'm quite an exponent of putting the old tinder in the leather thing, spark catcher and that, and then you can move it to where you need it. It's just rubbed up in there. I've made many of them in the time. Victorinox, bit posh. It's got a thing there where you can sharpen your knives, and again a little, see, it has actually been used, but as a little sharpening tool for the field. That's a good bit of kit, to be honest, ladies and gents. And again, wouldn't be without French. The only thing that's ever come out of France that's half decent is the old Victorinox sort of knife. And Yeah, it's got a nice patina on that now because it has been used a bit. Oh yeah, some very sharp, very sharp. Again, you got to have this is me just looking over this bit of kit as it goes, because you can have it in there for ages and you go to use it and things have gone rusty and all sorts. It's got a little side pouch there. Here we go. I've got loads of Tiger Tims in there. Again, they've never let me down. Totally waterproof. It's like, oh yeah, some of the older lifeboat matches and the striker. Always take the striker, even if they're supposed to be strike anywhere, because we know push comes to shove when you've got to got a fire going, it just won't happen. But yeah. Let's turn this around this way. Cordage. You can't have enough cordage. There's a little turbo lighter, nice one, and one of them little torches, might be an O-light, I don't know, but that'll get you out of a jam if you need it as well. That wouldn't be my main one, that would just be me one that I got there. I'm sure this has got a, oh yeah, it's got a little thing here as well. Oh, a few more Tiger. I was looking for that the other day. My little tin opener. That's the Aussie shape one. Oh yeah, right, bang that in there. And yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll get this out. This is a little idea I had, ladies and gents. And now this, when it comes, the old sharpening thing, and Paul, what are they called again?
DC4.
Yeah, DC4, sorry, yeah. DC4, industry standard, had it for quite a while. Again, just for any knife I've got out there or an axe and so forth, and it don't weigh a great deal. But when it came with a shiny leather on the outside. So I unpicked it, and then they're easy to do, hand sewed it round there. You can do that just while you're watching Coronation Street, so it's in there. And what I worked out, ladies and gents, I've now got an emergency leather strop. Now get it as flat as you can, and that will work in the field just to give you, you know, your knife that extra little bit of a sharpen, taking the burr off. That is lovely and sharp. Shouldn't really do that, but so if you've got one of them, just consider doing that. You know, the shiny bit. Oh, nice. Oh, very pretty. Yeah, good. It's much better, and I don't know why they don't do it. Supply it like that, because it does work. Not brilliant, but if that's the only thing you got, definitely will work. Alright, ain't got no Smurf poo on, I think, but again, it's still going to be able to give me a little bit more of a polish on that blade. Right, stick all that down there. Stick all that back in there. I'll put it all back together in a minute, ladies and gents. No, but that's just a little, I don't know, necessary pouch, I would call it. It's no use unless you got it with you. You can't really get by without a sharpening kit, fire making, extreme fire making, knife, cordage, emergency light, fire. I'm sure at one time I had a silver foil blanket down there, may have pulled it out. I mean, that's just a bit of a girly sport, but I hate not having a utensil. And the only utensil I know, and old soldiers will know, is a racing spoon, ladies and gents. Alright, no worries, that's just yeah, and a little snogly pouch, is that there is under a tenner, you know, and they're quite versatile. I mean, if you've got molly on your pouches, you can actually just attach it to the outside of your pouch. But yeah, so that's that, ladies and gents. Not had a great deal to film out today. Just come out, to be honest, just to get out of the way. But anyway, ladies and gents, take care.